Hey everybody, and welcome back. I'm Kevin,
I'm Kimberly.
And Abby.
And this is Izzy.
and we're from Grounds Family Farm. And today we are talking all about the Okie Homesteading Expo 2024. We had a great time. We've got a video with lots of different clips. What we're going to do is we're just going to kind of go through our pre-trip, what we did beforehand, give a lot of stuff during the trip, and then all the stuff that was at the expo to do and things like that. It's not going to be anything that's like real specific on a certain thing. We're just going to do like an overview to kind of give you an idea of what it was all about, how it was. We'll talk about what our favorite things were, what the girls brought home with them from the expo, and also we'll be cutting in at different points. Like we'll talk about a little bit of it, we'll cut in and show the videos from that, and then cut in at different points just to kind of give an idea of our perspective of how things were and all that. But also, we had several people asking about merch. We have our website live where you can order t-shirts now. It's groundsfamilyfarm.com. We'll link it in the description, but if you want a t-shirt, that's where they'll be where you can order them. But we're going to get started. It all started off, we left out on Wednesday, drove up to Oklahoma, and on Wednesday night, we ate supper with our friends, and afterwards, we actually went to Gary and Cassie Walker's house because Izzy wanted to see Gary's Highland cattle. She loves Highlands, been talking about them for a long time, and she's really been wanting to see them ever since she's seen them on their videos and stuff, so she wanted to see them, and she had to take her cowgirl hat so she'd fit the part, and we got there, and Gary took her all around, and here is that. Nope, almost. So that's Sequoia.
Is that Zena? Yes.
They're not super gentle.
Come here.
Don't let it touch the phone. There's a thing on.
No connection. Oh, hi. you are boy. I love you.
That's Elmer. And that one down there is Poppy.
This is snow or Yeti.
Hi. Hi.
Oh,
Oh,
That was her.
that's so funny.
this one might walk up right up to us.
Yeah.
Uh,
Didn't, don't get on the fence. You're brave not knowing if that fence is on. That one says, I'm gonna jump on Gary's grass.
So that was the clip of our trip to the Walker's house. Next, we're going to tell you about the speakers that were at the expo. They had a full lineup. They had 3 different stages going at one time. The main stage, and then they had like an east and west conference stage. I'm not sure how exactly they were labeled, but it was the east and west. And so there was lots of great speakers. We had a lot of our friends that were there speaking. Just hit the thing. The Macs were there, Colby and Misty. They had a couple of different talks. One of them was about preparedness and the things you need to do to be prepared in case something major happens, just so you're not caught being unprepared. They also had a booth set up with lots of good stuff,
Yes.
and they sold some soaps, plants, shirts, I mean, a wide variety of stuff,
Yeah.
but they had a really good talk. Another one that was Cassie Walker, talked all about backyard chickens. She's very knowledgeable, and she's got a lot of experience because
Yes.
she's raised hundreds of chickens.
Yeah.
She brought a lot of feeders and waters to kind of show people the different setups they could use, and pretty much to show you that it doesn't take a lot of money to get set up with backyard chickens. Really great speaker. Like I said, she was doing that. She was also emceeing part of the time out in the show barn arena. So that was great too, and I'm sure she entertained people out there just as
Yeah.
well as she did during her talk. Bar 7 was there. They talked about raising steers. They're always entertaining to watch. Another big one was Joel Salatin. He
Yes.
talked about setting up, he had 2 different talks also. One was about setting up your homestead. The other was about raising pastured poultry. I think it was like raising pastured poultry, making 12,000 an acre or something like that.
Something like that.
But he pretty much has more knowledge in his little pinky than most people do altogether. I mean, he just knows his stuff, and he's very interesting to listen to.
Yes, definitely.
And he doesn't he doesn't like he probably has a script that he follows, but he doesn't get hung up on that. He
No.
goes off on, like, if people ask questions, he can go down any which path you throw at him because he just knows his stuff. And so that was
Yes.
really great to have. He packed the room both times that he was speaking.
Yeah, it was very full.
Yeah, but he was really great. When I only got to see part of one of his because of the work I was doing, because we did a lot of volunteering during it, which was great. And then
Yes.
another speaker was David Stelzer with Azure Standard. He was one we really wanted to see because
I missed that one.
yeah, he was really interesting because it was neat hearing his backstory of how he got started. It had to do with his health whenever he was a child, wasn't very good. So they started doing healthier alternatives, and he pretty much talked about the work that they put into picking the suppliers they use for their products and how they go about that. They don't just go by somebody doing organic. He actually personally goes and vets a lot of these places to make sure that they meet the Azure standard, is what he calls it, because it's more than any certification, because he wants to make sure that it's good product that he's dealing with. They also had a booth out there, and they gave away a lot of stuff. He probably had 20 or 30 cases of stuff that they just gave every bit of it away in hopes of letting you try their products so you could see how the quality of them and maybe people would enjoy them also.
Yeah.
It was neat hearing him talk about, because I visited with him some outside of his talk. He was just talking about the process they did to build their network up so that they can deliver nationwide using their own trucks without actually having to use like UPS, FedEx, and things like that. And it was really interesting, and I mean, he's just a really smart guy, and it was really nice getting to talk to him. There was, like I said, there were several others that's been there before, but there was a couple that really got us that I didn't really know them before, and so for both of it was pretty intriguing. One of them was the Mindful Farmer, and turns out he's just in our back door in Conway. His name was Sean Passara. Sean Passara.
Yeah.
And he talked about pretty much like organic stuff. They have a lot of tools and different amendments and things that you can buy, but he was very interesting listening to his talk about the different things he's done over the years and developing his organic farm that he's running now. The other one was Whispering Willows Farm.
Yeah.
Jill Reagan. It was all about sourdough. Turns out she's also in Conway. So we had these two great speakers that are right here in our back door that we've never heard of that were really great. She was all about sourdough. The interesting kind of thing about her is her talking about how she got into sourdough, which is similar to how we started looking at it this last time. She had a gluten intolerance, which she had trouble with over time. So she got to talking to somebody, found a mentor, and started doing sourdough. And she's been doing it for years. And they ship stuff all over the country with their stuff. And with Kimberly having a gluten intolerance, we felt we just really were intrigued by that and went and visited with her at her booth afterwards. Got a lot of good information, shared some stories back and forth. And so that was really great too. And like I said, we're going to show some short clips of their presentations, just kind of give you a taste of what you missed.
The crazy chicken lady is going to talk to us all about backyard chickens.
All right, like Daniel said, I'm Cassie Walker with Walker Farm Fam, and our family shows our events that we do, our shenanigans on and off the farm. But we've truly been blessed, and we've enjoyed learning or meeting other social media influencers, which a bunch of them are over here making faces at me. So, but we've also met a bunch of you guys, and that's what means the most to us. We have 3 kids on our 60-acre farm, and we do foster care. We currently have 1 child in our care, but that's a huge part of our journey. So we share that as well. A lot of times you hear the nightmares and the bad and all that. So we try to share our journey, the good and the bad, and to hopefully encourage others to answer the call.
We're in a homestead tsunami in this country. Anyone who's thinking and being, how long do I have here?
In our soil are meant to get their nutrients from the nutrients that bacteria create in the soil. Some in the fungi world, but mostly bacterial. The bacteria break down plant matter, they break down the rocks in the soil, and at the same time, the plants, well as, you know, basic biology, plants make sugar.
Okay, next the big thing was lunch. They had several food trucks. It was a lot of good food, but the really neat thing they had was on Saturday, they had a Cherokee hog fry.
Yes.
Which they had it 2 years ago, but they only had a select number of tickets then, and we missed it. But we got in on this year's. It had a long line, but they were moving things through pretty quickly. And for the food that you got, it was a good price.
Yes,
it was $10 for a plate full of food. I mean, it filled us up.
Yes.
And it was really great, but it was the hog meat or pork that was cooked. It had beans, potatoes, and fry bread.
Yes.
Which the fry bread, Kimberly didn't get to get it because of the gluten intolerance, but I tried it. It was different. I mean, it was pretty good, but it was different. And like I said, just the whole experience was pretty neat.
Yes.
They also did entertainment during lunch in the main event center. It was music.
It was Pearl Grace and Company. Those girls are amazing. They have such beautiful voices, and they really can entertain a crowd. They each have different instruments, and I mean they're wonderful.
Yeah, it's a full-on show.
Yes.
They not only sing, but they play as well. So.
And they have stories about each of their songs typically. So like some of them were just cutesy songs, some were Christian-based songs. So I mean, it was neat to listen to them just talk and to sing. So.
Yeah, and also was the kids' corner, which had lots of stuff. They had bounce houses there. They had a petting zoo. They had like cornhole and some other little games. And they also had a story time with Cowboy Short.
Yeah.
Cowboy Short, he has a bookstore in Pryor called...
The Book Exchange and Bible Bookstore. Sorry,
Yes.
I had to look that up.
And he's also on YouTube, and his YouTube name is...
Cowboy Short Reads.
Yeah, Cowboy Short Reads. And it's pretty neat because he goes through and he reads stories to kids on video. And so if you want to have somebody read to your kids, you can just put it up. He can read. It's going to be safe, kid-friendly.
Yes.
And he's just as nice as can be.
Yeah.
Abby met him last year. He became her book buddy, and they've been buddies ever since.
Yeah.
And we actually went to his bookstore. The girls were able to get some books there. It's really neat. If you're ever in Pryor, be sure to check it out. But he also ships, so look him up online, and you can order books and have them shipped to you. But he's got a wide range of stuff. And if you stop in there and visit with him, he's got a lot of history about Pryor and just Oklahoma in general. But real great. It's a blessing that we got to know him.
There were a lot of different food vendors there too. I mean, there were a couple of different coffee trucks. They had snow cones. They had a little bit of every type of food that you could ask for. So that was really neat that there were so many options both days.
Did y'all both have snow cones?
No, it was too cold.
Okay, yeah. It was really cold the
Yeah.
second day, like the weather turned up. We were not dressed for the occasion, but it warmed up in the afternoon. But
Yeah.
Izzy had a couple snow cones.
She had a couple snow cones. I had coffee a couple times. They both had hot chocolate. There was a grilled cheese truck, which I couldn't eat because of the bread, but it smelled really good, and everybody who tried it said it was delicious.
Yes.
So that was really cool.
If they hadn't had the hog fried, that's what I would have ate that day. But,
Yeah, 'cause you
and
almost
I almost went there anyhow, but then I was like, no, you can get a grilled cheese anytime, but the hog fry was just something neat, and so I was like, I'm going to do that, and I'm glad I did.
Yeah.
And I had a snow cone, I think, the last day. It was pink.
So you did have
you
a snow cone.
Oh, okay.
That's what I asked if you had a snow cone. You was like, nope.
The last day.
Yes,
Okay,
Izzy
yeah, that
had-
was a cold day.
Izzy had two the cold day. So.
Yeah.
It
Okay.
was pink flamingo cotton candy.
Wow.
Yeah.
What a flavor.
And the first day I had a rainbow one.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
did.
Well, good deal.
So there's that awesome kids corner, and this is the line for the hog fry. Had that earlier. Personally vouched that was a very, very good lunch. And all these got food trucks here, some more vendors here, coffee truck, and they've got shaved ice, but it's kind of cold for that today.
This cow jumped into the silo. All right, here we go. Grady's in the silo. Bill rushed through the kitchen door. Call the vet. His wife Eileen looked up. Is it Grady? Yes, said Bill. As he reached for the telephone, It's cold outside and that stubborn wild cow is sick. We put her in the little feed shed between the barn and the silo where she'll be warmer. I hope Doc can help her. It had been 4 long, miserable days. She'd been in the silo 4 days. Then a farm editor from the Denver Post, Ralph Partridge, called Bill and he said he wanted to fly to Yukon to get Grady out of the silo and he knew just how to do it. When Ralph arrived, he immediately began preparing to rescue Grady. Bill, I think that if Dr. Crump sedates her, knocks her out, gives her a shot, says, I think we can rub a big bucket of grease on her, and then we can slip her out of that tiny opening, he said. And that's just what happened. Early on the 5th morning, around 300 people showed up to see Grady. They watched as Bill, his brother Charlie, and some friends and neighbors tried to get Grady out of her prison. Some of the men were in the silo pushing on Grady, who had been sedated and greased. Other men were outside the silo struggling to pull on her. All they had to do was push and pull. Push, push, pull, 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 pop. Suddenly, Grady popped out.
Pop.
She was free. She had spent 5 days in a dark prison, and now she could see the sun, the pasture, and oh, what a beautiful morning it was. What a beautiful day in Yukon, Oklahoma. There's Grady. And you know what? I have a picture of Grady taken from a real picture taken from the top of the silo down, and she was one of them Hereford cows, you know, red with the white face, like that cow over there across the street.
We have a cow just like that.
You do? A Hereford?
Yeah.
Well, I know you guys, I'm going to read this book here. It's called Cowboy Small.
Actually, we have 3 cows and 3 donkeys.
3 cows and 3 donkeys.
What are the inflatables?
I think they're going to turn them back on here in a little bit. All right, this is a very important story because Rhett, this way you can dress up just like Cowboy Small, or you can dress up like Cowboy Short. See, you got to wear your chaps and your boots and your spurs. You don't have a cowboy hat on. You ain't no cowboy. Are you? Well, where's your cowboy hat? You need if you're a farmer, you got to wear some sort of hat. You got to one that's got.
The next big thing at the expo was the over 100 vendors that they had with all the different crafts and items and stuff you can buy. Kimberly was able to get that a little better than I was, and so she's gonna talk about that.
Yep. So all the vendors. I mean, they had several that did. They had homemade knives. There was several soap vendors. As we talked about earlier, the Max had a booth. They had soap, they had t-shirts, they even brought some plants. We got to try kombucha too, and that was interesting.
I was going to say
there was one with custom cups and pins, and we went there and made sure we got some stuff from that booth. There were a couple of sewing vendors, which had really, really nice things. Jams, jellies,
crochet stuff.
The crochet critter vendor.
Mm-hmm.
They've been there all 3 years, and they're awesome.
Yes.
They're really, really neat. Several different equipment things, and then
they had BCS was there with a lot of their different tillers and the attachments, so you was able to actually see what they had. There was some chicken coop or chicken tractors there as well. They were made out of aluminum, so they're really light and nice to move around. Really like to have one. It's just not quite in our budget yet, but they're fun to look at.
Survival Garden Seeds was there.
Yes.
And
we're always talking about Survival Garden Seeds, and they were actually set up there with their seeds and talking to people about them. So.
And then several vendors had like herbal remedies and stuff like that too. I didn't get to really go talk to them in detail because we were very busy.
Yes.
But it was pretty neat, and I got the names of everybody saved so that I can look them up later.
So pretty much, not only do you get vendors, you get an education out at the vendor booths too, because all of them had a lot of good information. If you talk to them, they were there to share their information, and I mean everybody was just really friendly, and it was a good atmosphere. And like I said, there's not many places that you can find with this much to offer.
Yeah.
And so we're going to show a few clips just running through the vendor area, kind of let you see what it looks like. Like I said,
And the demonstrations too.
Oh yes, yeah. Milking a goat. The
Pilgrim's Heart Homestead. They talked about goat milk and that kind of thing. And whenever we went to their booth, one of the girls came up and asked if we wanted to try goat's milk, which I had never done before. I've heard varying opinions of goat milk. I'm not a big milk drinker, but to me it tasted just like cow's milk. And Abby really, really liked it. So Izzy wasn't a fan, but Izzy sometimes isn't a fan of milk directly from the animal anyway.
Yeah.
So I didn't think that was too big of a deal, but that was really a good experience too.
But here's a few clips of that.
So tell me again your Facebook page.
So it's Pilgrim's Heart Homestead.
Okay.
So I forget because she set it up.
On Facebook, and they just did our goat milking presentation and did an amazing job. So much knowledge. So go follow their Facebook channel in case you have questions.
Look her out.
Money's just she's got magic. That's what she's got.
Homemade vegan soap, bath bombs. Smells amazing.
And then it should have another
Foods Creative Soap.
how you want your receipt. If you want to email to you. There you go, you're all done. Perfect. Our cards are there. You can find us on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, all the fun stuff. Thank you. How are you guys today? Good, how are you? Doing great. You just ran off my supply from last year. Oh, did you? You're so pretty. Well, this is all I had with my little farm animals. All my little drama llamas and my piggies went yesterday. This is my last rubber duck, last of my little chickens.
So how much?
Sunflower, sharks, Japanese cherry blossom. $16. Oh, the dinosaurs? Yeah, dinosaurs glow in the dark. Okay, I have to get those for everything.
So this year, this barn is completely full of vendors. Last year, they basically only had people on this one side, but this year they expanded and we have so many vendors. It's amazing.
Okay, that's okay.
We've got everything from jams and jellies to homemade crochet critters, jewelry, freeze-dried candies, which were hitting our house last year. And we've got equipment.
Right here.
Look at this crowd. It's great.
We didn't realize we needed. Yeah, but that is a good thing. Yeah.
We only had a few left.
We have a smartphone. The QR code is taken to our website as well.
Okay.
Perfect.
Okay.
No, I really like this little concept.
Smoky soaps.
Yeah, I've never seen that like the little barbecue.
The girls came here first thing yesterday.
You got their cup?
They got their cups. And they came and got pins, so.
Good morning, good morning.
Oh, look.
Yeah. So yes.
Cheese making class today at 11. Interesting. That'll be interesting.
Outside, start. Yes, that's nice.
tons of stuff here. All the jewelry, money clips and everything from sports. Keychains. Very creative. And across the way, we've got two little tractors. Restoration leather. There's the James and Jellies again. Look at these freeze-dried candies.
Morning.
Morning.
I got samples if you'd like to try anything.
We did a bunch last year.
They got a little bit of new things since last year. We weren't here with them last year.
And this is the girls' absolute favorite booth. They have crochet critters. We've got all kinds of animals. And other things too. These buckets were completely full yesterday too. But this is the second day. And this was pretty full yesterday too. Different size chicken tractors over here.
The metal water is
Really nice.
Now the girls wanted to show you some of the cool stuff that they bought while at the expo. So we're going to let each one of them show what they got and tell you about it, and then we'll finish things up. Izzy, you want to start?
Yeah.
What do you want to start with? Oh. So here's the cute cup that she bought at the custom cup place. She had her eye on this one, and then she went back the very next day and bought it. She also bought 2 pins from there. One has a Highland cow, and the other one has unicorns. And then, oh, yeah, her crochet critters. She has matching Highland cows and a cute little piggy. You can tell which 2 vendors were her favorites.
Yeah. Grams, what do you got?
I have this piglet,
Yep. Pink
a
pig.
chicken,
From the crochet critters.
Yep. Oh,
and here's some more stuff from the crochet.
yeah, they got little hair ties.
Yeah, these were so cute. And they were only $1, so that wasn't bad.
Not at all.
I got this rose pen,
Yeah.
And your cup from the same person.
the cup,
It says Simply Blessed.
my earrings,
I did see those. I was going to say at first I didn't see
Yep,
those.
that came from the place with the crochet critters as well, didn't it? No, that was a different vendor.
Yep.
An inhaler cover.
Yeah, we've
I've
never seen
Chicken.
one of those,
I
but
love chicken,
they had a chicken inhaler cover.
and
Yeah.
you just button to put the inhaler in.
Yeah. So that just goes to show, I mean, there's a wide variety of
Yeah.
stuff, and this is just the stuff that they found interesting. Like I said, they also bought some books and stuff too, but there's just a wide variety of stuff, and like I said, it's just really neat, and if you ever get the opportunity, you need to go. This is the 3rd year they've had it, and it gets bigger and bigger every year, and I think it'll only continue to grow.
Yeah.
Like I said, lots of great speakers, lots of good fun, good family fun. One of the cheapest places you can go for 2 days, a family of 4. So it'd be $100 because it's actually a little less than that if you buy your tickets early.
Yeah.
That's if you buy them there. If you bought them early, I mean, you get it for like $80 for a family of 4 for 2 days. So I mean,
Yeah.
$40 a day for a family. But the way it is you just pay for the adult ticket. So if you had more kids, it's actually even a better deal.
Yeah.
But tons of fun. We really enjoyed it. We enjoy it every year.
Yes.
And like I said, it just keeps getting better. But we just wanted to let you kind of see what was going on so that you can see what it's all about. Everybody will be talking to it. There'll be tons of videos about it. So be sure to go and look for all of those. But if you ever get the opportunity to go, you really need to do it.
Yes, definitely.
But I think that's all we have here. We appreciate you watching, and we'll catch you next time on Grounds Family Farm. See you later.
Bye.